It's a lovely good afternoon, and we are here in our studios in Ibex, and sorry about that, and sorry for delaying in terms of bringing the show. We were a bit of having some celebrations. As you know, it's our big day as a nation, and we tried our best as well to celebrate, and we are back giving you the highlights of whatever has taken place in the sports fraternity, and either here in Zambia or abroad. And I'm your host, and I'll be your host, Amos, but I'm not alone in the studios. I've got Ango Rapson here with me. Ango Rapson, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, and it's good to have you back, Amos. We miss you.
Yeah, I'm back.
I'm glad that you are back. It's been an exciting week full of late transfer businesses. I think the biggest is from Ghana Football Club. I think we've acquired quite a number of players, and we'll go into details as the show progresses.
Okay, welcome, my guy.
Thank you very much. It's good to be back on the show. I think it's been an eventful week. Today we are celebrating the 50th independence, 56th independence, and I was celebrating my birthday midweek. It's been explosive.
Anyway, as you've heard, he's been celebrating his birthday midweek. He can send in those maybe birthday wishes. So even it's better late than never. But I know we've got a very exciting lineup for you that we have today. But before we continue into that, we'll just take a very, very short break, and we'll be right back on the other side.
Msika is here. We have you all covered with just 150 kwacha. You can advertise every day from 17 hours to 18 hours. For a 30-second ad, get the benefit of selling your products and services on Msika. For more details, call our marketing department on +260 953 995099 +260 962 444-726 or +260 971 177 467. Email us on info@camnettvafrica.com. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Camnet TV World News. For a prompt response, call +2609 53 995 099 or +260 444 726 or +260 711 77467. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Msika is here. We have you all covered with just 150 kwacha. You can advertise every day from 17 hours to 18 hours. For a 30-second ad, get the benefit of selling your products and services on Msika. For more details, call our marketing department on +260 953 995099 +260 962 444 726 or +260 971 177 467. Email us on info@camnettvafrica.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Well, welcome back, and for those who are just joining us, you are watching Off the Pitch, a show that gives you nothing but the best in terms of sports. And for those who are just joining us, you can also watch us live on Facebook. Just follow our Facebook page, which is Camnet TV, like it, and you'll be able to catch us live from there. And there is a question that will be scrolling down your screens, and we would love to hear your views in terms of how you feel the football fraternity in Zambia has evolved in the past 56 years of independence, or in the past 56 years of freedom that we've had. But anyway, all in all, today, I think, as Angorapson said earlier, there is what, Angorapson? There is what?
We are back. The league is back, and the curtain raiser is on today. We have Nkana Football Club facing the mighty Nkana Football Club facing Indeni, newcomers in the Zambian Super League, and that game is going to be live on Super Sport. The fans are not allowed to be in the stadium. It's kicking off at 15 hours. And I think for the benefit of the Nkana fans who've been waiting for the transfer window, the transfer ban which was lifted after settling all the issues, I think we've had a fantastic run in towards the closing of the transfer window, which is ending probably today at midnight. And we have acquired quite some exciting players, and I'm looking forward to watching them at 15 hours. I will not say much. I think Augustine is breathing with fire on how Indeni is going to try and do what they need to do. But for me, clearly, I think Indeni, I saw David, the headline this morning is that he's not scared of Nkana Football Club, and he started mind games already. And you can see from the Nkana side, the publicity has been very well managed. We've just been unveiling players. We don't discuss our friendlies. Nkana doesn't even, they don't even show that they've been training. But I'm sure the game that David has started of rushing to the media and discussing that they are not fearing Nkana, I think Nkana Football Club will teach them a footballing lesson on the pitch.
Say you us as in Ghana.
No, I'm speaking as
Augustine, Indeni versus Ghana.
Angorapson has touched on a point that Nkana haven't been talking about their pre-season training and the club friendlies that they've been having. I think that's the first problem. That's where the problem really comes in. Why is Nkana not coming out to the public and saying what's really going on at the training ground and pre-season? I think if you look at Nkana's preparation, they are representing Zambia. I think it's hard to convince someone like me to look at this Nkana side and think they can go the way in continental football. I think Angorapson is just trying to run away from the point that it has been disaster. This pre-season going into continental football, I think it's really uncalled for. They are chasing the 14th title. You want to defend the league title. I don't think this is how a champion prepares for their defense, because they haven't have any preparatory friendlies that we've heard of, high-profile friendlies. The pre-season friendlies that counts, I think the ones that Indeni had, NAPSA had, Red Arrows had, those are the pre-season friendlies you count. Okay, these are now actual pre-season friendlies. Because in Ghana, if you look at this Ghana side, they won the title last season. I think credit goes to the big man, the coach. I think Manfred Chavinga, he did very well because it was against all odds. Most of Nkana fans, even Angorapson here, didn't believe he was the right man. And you can see from...
But do I still believe?
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point. Because from what we get is that he hasn't even been confirmed as the Nkana coach. He's still the caretaker. So now, the question is, who has been making these signings? Who has been making these signings? Is it the board or the coach? Because he's just interim. He cannot start calling the shots.
Augustine, Ghana is an institution. It's an institution with structures, stable structures. They've been in this game for a long time, and clearly, the acquisition of, although somehow I tend to believe you, because when you look at the quality of the players that we've acquired, Isaac Amoa he's on loan from TP Mazembe.
The last time he scored was before he joined TP Mazembe.
Okay, clearly, I am neither here nor there when it comes to these players. I was looking at his profile. The man scored 3 goals. I think the last time he scored.
Is it 2013?
2012, 2013, when we were winning our 13th title, our 12th title. That's the time when a player scored a goal, and he's a centre forward. He goes to TP Mazembe. He doesn't even struggles to make the bench. So when you look at the players that we've acquired, I don't know whether we are going for numbers or it's quality that we are bringing in. Of course, Ramadan, another guy who's joining from TP Mazembe, is a very, very good midfielder, and for me, that's a good addition. Hakim is a good addition. We've got this centre back now. Those defensive lapses we used to have are now a thing of the past. But Jimmy Zingai has joined in Ghana Football Club from across the road.
I think Jimmy Zingai is a very good defender, but not compared to the one who was left. Musa Muhammad. He was the pillar. He was really the pillar that at the heart of defense for Karampa. Yeah. If you look at the passion that Idris Mbombo has, I think his teammates at least need to try and I think they should have supported the coach in the transfer market very, very well than they have done. I think, let's just be told, the best signing is Akim Mumba. He's young, he's exciting, he's very, very direct.
This is where I have a problem with Augustine. Because Akim is coming from Red Arrow. So he has no choice but to sing praises and everything about Akim. Taking anything away from him, Akim is a very, very speed winger, very talented young guy. And for him to join a club like Ghana Football Club, the sky is the limit for him.
And because it's massive pressure.
He's going into the Champions League, and all things being equal, those are the players that can take up the mantle that has been left by Kelvin Muba.
And I think he's able to do that. Gap. I think Kelvin Muba, okay, just looking at the departures at Ghana, you look at Musa Muhammad, Kelvin Kampamba Mwanga, I think those are very, very big departures. I think they left a very, very big hole. Is it even Abuya? Is he leaving for...
Abuya has extended his contract.
He has extended his contract. Yeah. I think that's positive news coming from Karamba because he's one very, very good holding midfielder. If you look at the way he understands the game, he can play as a holding midfielder. He can play as a box-to-box midfielder. I think those are the kind of players in Ghana who look on when they go into continental football. He's very, very talented. Akim Mumba, the acquisition, he's not someone who may just go straight into that starting 11. They have got Shimenga is very, very good. So he may be an impact player. He may be coming on as a substitute. Yeah. Zingai, very, very good centre back. He's going to help them in both boxes, defending and attacking. That's the kind of player Ghana have got. I think what we should see from this Ghana side today is how aggressive they approach this game, because it's very, very important. They come out as they're coming in as champions. The first game will be very, very important because a lot of people will judge Ghana based on what will happen today at the Davis Stadium. Because once they start slow, the confidence and the morale in camp will deepen. But looking at Ghana, passionate fans, we look at the executive. They've tried to bring on sponsors on board.
We haven't tried, we got.
Yes. Okay, that's why from the executive part, they did very, very well to try. And,
you haven't tried, you got it.
They did a very, very good part because there were unforeseen circumstances that led to the sponsorship dues going down. But we just hope for the best from Ghana.
So, gentlemen, what's your predictions, Ko? I'll start with you, Augustine.
I think, let me touch a little bit on Indeni. I think it's very, very important that Indeni come into the Super League and try to stay up. Because the last 2 times they have come up, they have gone straight down. The last time they came up, they had the likes of Josephat Kasusu, Junesi Kanda, they had Morgan Ganjolo. They had a very, very good side, which everyone looked at and thought this Indeni side is going to stay up. But their performance in the Super League left an awful lot to be desired. But I hope this season they have come up with a plan. Dabi Chilufya is very demanding. He will demand his players to work their socks off with someone who has got that in any team. If you look at it, it's a group of royal soldiers who want to run into a brick wall for their manager. I think it's very, very important that the relationship between him and the players will be the way it is until the rest of the season. When came to Lusaka, won the Big Six, very positive for them. I think if Indeni would have finished bottom or number 6 in that Big Six tournament, they would have come in this game as favorite, as underdogs. But now they're coming in, it's 50-50 in Ghana because we don't know which Ghana side will turn up. But all in all, I think Ghana will carry the day 2 goals to 1.
Ango Rapson.
Well, when you look at Indeni Football Club, I think this afternoon's game is a game of ambition versus experience. And for Ghana Football Club, if you ask me, it's a situation where they are going into this match with a lot of experience, with a lot of experienced players, and the focus of the team, we're just from winning the league, and now we are preparing for the Champions League. And when we go into a match such as this, which is for charity, and I'm glad to say that all proceeds will go for charity. And I think for Ghana Football Club getting into this game, the last time we played in Indeni was in a charity shield, I think 20 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Yes. We played against them and we beat them 4 goals to 0 in that final. And this afternoon is a different ball game. David Chirufya, he was well known for being a very, very good assistant coach at Zanaco, but now he's the head of a club like Indeni, and they've been promised a lot of money, and he's been talking about Indeni has been re-oiled again, and you see the aggression of the players on the pitch. And facing Nkana, a so-called disorganized Nkana for now, they will use the experience, and my prediction is that we will carry the day by 3 goals to 1.
And I won't be part of the prediction. I won't predict on anything, but all you know, we just say good luck to both teams, and may the best team carry the day. And we won't forget to mention that Atlas Mara came on board to say they want to be part of the sponsorship courtesy over this same game, the game which is being played by Ghana and Indeni. And as Ango Rapson said, what will be raised or fundraised from the game will be donated. And we won't just go away or maybe leave out the friendly game that we played against Ethiopia.
Yeah, the friendly
game, and then we are supposed to face Sudan. Yeah. But let's look at the game that we played against Ethiopia. Foreign local players coming from a goal down, same way what that happened with South Africa. I don't know, is Michu having a strategy of his own or what?
Well, the experiments that Michu is making, they are perfect experiments, and he's getting it right. He's starting poorly in almost every game. He's starting poorly, he reads the game. For me, what he's trying to tell me now is that he's able to read the game and read the players and understand the players. He gave quite a number of players their debuts as well, one of them being the brace scorer, Albert Kangwanda. The young lad has been given an opportunity to feature for the national team, and he's taken the responsibility with both hands. And you could see that the reason why he was the Eden League top scorer, as in top goal scorer in the entire league, he was a golden boot winner, and to come into the national team, come off the bench and score 2 quick goals in succession, I think in a space of 6 minutes, I think the team is on course. The preparations are all right. We are progressing well. This afternoon, Zambia is facing Sudan, and all things being equal, we'll see another experiment, and another hero is going to come up because he keeps on surprising us. That was Albert's first game, and remember, this guy has never played in the Premier League. He's been loaned to Zanaco Football Club, and this will be his first season at Zanaco Football Club. He's on loan for about a year, and we will see an exciting season this year.
Pressure mounting on Rachakora. Let's look at Mwanga, Augustine.
I think just before I get to Kelvin Mwanga, just a take on these inter-friendlies. They are good for the national team, but not for the league. I think if you have to be honest enough, they are very good for the national team because Michu is having time with these players. But are they good for our Super League? I think I strongly believe no, because if you look at the likes of Kelvin Kapamba Mwanga, Bruce Msakanya, they just crossed the road from Kitwe to Ndola, Bruce Msakanya from Lusaka to Ndola. Yeah, so these guys need to settle in their clubs. I think if you look at the likes of Zakaria Chilongoshi, he needs to settle with Power Dynamos as well. Are we doing a service to these clubs? I don't think so. Are we helping teams that are going to play continental football? NAPSA Stars need to be forming kind of a system. They need to be an understanding of how they will approach continental football, but they don't have Sikombe, they don't have Luka Banda. We have always heard people say, are Zambian clubs helping their fellow clubs when they go into continental football? And people have always thought that Zambian clubs don't help each other when you go into continental football, but this time now, the association is not helping the clubs. Because these clubs, yes, I know, and the corruption wants to come in. These clubs, they need to be preparing for the upcoming season. If you look at Zesco United, for example, Numba Mamba went into Zesco United. He needs to create a chemistry. This is when he's starting to know these players, but he hasn't had time to work with some of these players because they are always on international duty. We had those friendlies. I think those were enough. If Mitch wanted, if the association wanted us to play another bunch of friendlies, they could have looked at maybe under 23 players. Let's take local players who are under 23, take them to those friendlies, or maybe the likes of the Kangwandas who haven't seen
much game
at the senior national team. I think to me it's pretty confusing because we don't see it anywhere else but Zambia. The association has got too much power on the league. I think it's high time we delink the league from the association. Yeah, because you can never see such a thing happening in the PSL because these guys are employed by these clubs, and then these clubs want service from these players. Let's say Kelvin Kambamba Mwanga, he has been performing very well for the national team. But what if he goes to Zesco United and then
fails?
No, not even necessarily failing, but Numba Mamba has been working with some different players in pre-season. Maybe he opts to go for someone he has worked with for a long time rather than Kelvin Kambamba, who he has seen maybe for 2 weeks. Then he goes, Kelvin Kambamba goes, sits on the bench, the player performs. Maybe let's say Enoch Sabumukama, a foreigner, he performs. The next game, Mama will keep faith in Enoch Sabumukama and Kelvin will be benched again. So are we helping these players? I think no.
The only thing that you've spoken about which is exciting to me is the delinking of the league from fans. For the friendlies, I beg to differ, have a different opinion on that for a very simple reason. There's nothing critical that the clubs are preparing for now, other than
for the league
coming in this coming week. When you look at the friendlies, the national team left in the course of the week. They are playing their last game on, I think it should be tomorrow or Monday. They are playing Ethiopia again. Then they'll fly back. They will have enough time to play with their clubs. They've been training with their clubs. Michu just got them probably a week ago, and he was going to bring them back.
This is not their first camp. They are the camp. I think.
But look at what we are preparing for as a nation.
Yes,
we are preparing for CHAN. It's a couple of months away, probably 2-3 months from now. In January, our first game should be on the 17th or 19th, if my memory serves me right. So these opportunities that FAS has to organize these games in preparing for those games, I think it's okay. For the clubs that are preparing for continental football, it's a double bonus for them, if you ask me. Why? They are being exposed to international games. Those are international games in different environments. So when you talk of NAPSA, I think there's Luka Banda there, there's Collins Kombe, there's about 3 players, Lukonguni, yeah. So those guys have tested even a flight to go and play football. It has started now. And they are playing with a national team that belongs to another country. Chances are that when the fixtures come out, they might even face a club that is in Sudan or that is in Ethiopia. So it becomes an advantage to them. Of course, when it comes to club football and preparations, I totally agree with you. The ones that are likely to suffer the most are these clubs that have made wholesale changes to their teams. For NAPSA Stars, I doubt if that impact is going to be on them. For Zesco, yes, you can say a lot of old legs, tired legs are being phased out. The new ones are in. Numba is new as well. Gelling will be a problem. That example you've given on Zesco United is very valid. But to say we are doing a disservice to the clubs, I beg to differ, because this is the only time we can prepare for CHAN. And
I think so now.
They should bring
so
more
now, what we are doing is that it's good for the. That's why I clearly said it's good for the association, but not good for the clubs. Because these clubs now, they need to be working together as a team, because they are running out of time. To be honest, if you look at the likes of NAPSA Stars, it's the first time they're going into continental football. They will need to be united. They need to be together so that they can have an understanding of how we approach continental football. Because Michu's philosophy and Mohamed Fati, they are very, very different. Maybe if I'm calling Sikombe, Michu will tell me to play in a certain way, and then I go back to Mohamed Fati, and then you told me to play in a very different way as well. So what I was thinking, maybe we would have given chance to those players that haven't been playing a lot of international football to try and expose them. Then these guys, since they were part of the group which played Kenya, South Africa, and Malawi, we could have given them a break so that they go back to their respective clubs.
What is the consistency if you take that route?
It's not about the consistency, but it's about discovering the new star like Albert Kangwanda. If Michu didn't make some additional collapse like Kangwanda, we wouldn't have known about Kangwanda. But now we've seen he's gone and he's
so
got
thanks to these friendlies.
So we could have. there's another player maybe at Musa. Do you know about that? There may be someone at Musa. There may be someone at Gomes. We could have gone, maybe let's try and expose players from the National League. I think it's another...
Okay.
Anyway, I think this won't end.
No, before you come in, let's wind up on this one. You see, for me, I have a different view. If you say the players need to gel with their teams, the formula which Mitchell uses is different from the way their clubs use them. I would totally agree. Don't forget that these guys, their jobs, they're professional footballers. Their jobs are to adapt to different environments.
Yes. Here
is Lubambo Msonda, who was probably my man of the match against South Africa. He goes back to his country. I think he had a game on, was it Wednesday?
Yes, in midweek.
He was playing as a winger. Back home, we used him as a right back, and he played extremely well. He goes to his club, he accounted for himself very well as a winger. So for me, it's just adapting quickly, because those guys should have enough courage, enough skills, enough professionalism in them to adapt to any instructions they get. But
my worry is, sometimes we've seen the association stop certain fixers, say we won't play with 27 because
such players,
we have got an international assignment like the one we had against Malawi and Coloma Stadium. We were supposed to play some league fixtures during that week, but because to accommodate local players to play in a friendly, which is not on the FIFA calendar,
It was on a FIFA calendar.
Not this one we played against Malawi, but the one at Coloma Stadium.
Oh, the first one.
Yes, we were supposed to play league games in fact, we were supposed to, is it Barclays? Yeah, Ghana was supposed to play Barclays. I think if you look at it from the professional side of view, our league is not being run as professional, because you cannot just say this weekend's games are off. How about SuperSport, who air these games? You've got a contract with those guys. I think to me, it's unprofessional. If we're gonna do it on the FIFA,
that's what I'm saying.
If we're gonna do it on the FIFA calendar, I think I've got no problems with that. But the timings, I think Football Association of Zambia really need to look into the timings of how they do.
We've heard from both sides. It's being unfair. The other one is saying it's fair. But all the same, I think it's good to bond. I would say it's good for bonding's sake. Because Michu, I feel like he can't go and get someone from Mizu and say, okay, you're going to play a friendly. Maybe he's trying to build a team for the CHAN. Just like Uncle Rabson said earlier, we're looking at CHAN. But, to our viewers who are just joining us, you're watching Off the Pitch, the show that gives you nothing but the best highlights in terms of football. And today we decided to dedicate the day to 56 years of football in Zambia. Has it evolved? That's the question which is there scrolling on your screens. And we've got a guest in our studios who is just going to be joining us after this very, very, very short break. Let's just take a break.
Msika is here. We have you all covered with just 150 kwacha. You can advertise every day from 17 hours to 18 hours. For a 30-second ad, get the benefit of selling your products and services on Msika. For more details, call our marketing department on +260 953
995099 plus 260 962 444 726 or plus 260 971 177 467. Email us on info@camnettvafrica.com. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Camnet TV World News. For a prompt response, call +2609 53 995 099 or +260962 444 726 or +2609 711 77467. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Welcome back, dear viewers, and in the studio this afternoon we are joined by one veteran soccer fan who has seen Zambia's 56 years of independence. From the year we got independence, he's been a keen follower of Zambian football, born before independence. He's a well-known man in the footballing circles, and his name is Jackson Mbale. Uncle Jack, welcome to the program this afternoon.
Thank you so much. How are you, sir?
Very fine.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure having you, and it's always nice to see you in the stadiums watching soccer. Very, very dedicated Nkana Football Club fan, and this afternoon you are facing Indeni Football Club. Your views on the match before we get to history as we celebrate their Independence Day today.
Thank you very much. Indeni, we've been in the Super League some time back, and we played them. We walloped them 4-0. I remember very well. And this time there's nothing that will stop us from teaching them a lesson, because, you know, Likuru, that's a slogan. So on that one, the boys are going to do their work, and I don't expect 2-1. I've heard that Indeni have acquired their players from Ghana. That's number 10, from Nigeria. They've acquired about 4 foreign players. But that does not threaten Ghana, because, you know, we've been winning championship for 10 times without any foreign players. We've been using only local. So I don't think that can scare us. We also have, but
Great analysis. Taking you back, today is Zambia's 56th Independence Day, and we are very, very happy to be around in this era. And like the question which is scrolling down, we are talking about the evolution of Zambian football in the last 56 years of our independence. What are your views from the matches that you have been watching from way, way, way back, before some of us were even born? You must have been watching soccer, and the evolution of Zambian football from the time you started watching soccer in those very, very, very old days. What are the changes that you've seen that have improved the Zambian League to be the 7th in African continent?
Well, what I can say is Africa as a whole, we are not given enough platform to participate. You know, in Africa we started with 3 teams going to World Cup, and we had no Africa Cup. Africa Cup, I'm sure I was introduced by the late Kwame Nkrumah. Then our friends in Europe, by then, they had, if not mistaken, they had 8 representatives to the World Cup. Africa as a whole, only 3. And the stadiums here, where those whites were just making like, you know, the size of Nkana, the way it was that time. When we come to Imboera Stadium, Imboera was not even a stadium, it was a rugby, something like that. In Koloma, it is a council, was a drill ground. Up to now, that's a renting ground. They have no ground. So, yes, Zesco.
Augustine is looking at you very, very keenly because he supports Red Arrows.
I know Augustine. I know Augustine. I want to tell him that they have no stadium.
True.
Yes, Zesco, NAPSA. You know, NAPSA is a very big team as Pro Fund Warriors. Everybody knows NAPSA as Pro Fund Warriors. But they have no stadium. They all along kept on renting material stadium. So if you ask our Zambian League, the difference between today and that time, today, Bola bet or whatever gambling, it has spoiled the game. The way I see myself.
Okay.
Because in those days, there was nothing like gambling. I would just say, oh, Augustine, if it means betting, it's between him and me. 2 of us. No player is involved. No official is involved.
Okay.
You understand? Now we are 20 way. Or half heaping. Now that's money. Half heaping, that's the starting of a money. That time, which was more stronger than $1. You see what?
Okay.
Now, this time, it's like on the public domain. Every player knows that there's Bola betting. And this team, how much they've put on that one. Because they follow players, wherever they are, and say, when you do this, that's it. This time, I cannot say football is going up because it is coming down. Why it is coming down? Because there's money involved. That time, we used to play football passionately.
Passion.
Yes. I've never, from the time I was born, from a family of football. My father used to work for Lokana Mines. My mother used to work for Lokana Hospital, which is Uzakile Hospital, today is Sonazam. But I've never heard anything about, say, Iwerero Atampo Kutambabola. I was born in a footballing family.
Okay, Uncle Jack, taking you back to the olden days when the national soccer team used to, I think your memory will save us right. The evolution of the national soccer team. Who are some of the greatest players that you've ever watched in the national soccer team from the time of independence? I believe when Zambia was getting independence, you were doing your grade 4.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
So you must have watched quite a number of some exciting players. Can you just tell us about some of the players that make your memories flash from the olden days compared to the current state of affairs in Zambia?
Okay, thank you very much. That time, the Bazungus also didn't want to upgrade their blacks into senior teams because they wanted themselves to make names. The only people now came to be great players, some of whom I've watched him. He's my big man. I've watched him graduating, going, playing football for the national team. Helmut Kapingwe, Fred Mwira. I've watched several times. Even by the time Honorable Kambwiri was a goalkeeper at loan, I was playing for Quito United myself. No, City of Quito. There was City of Quito at Mapiri Stadium in Ndeke.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I used to play there.
Which year was it?
That was 1975, 76, 74, somewhere there.
Okay.
Yes, but I didn't go further because of my height. I was a goalkeeper, you know. But I didn't know that even my height can do. But I remember when Joshua Longwe made a name that even short people can play football.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was very worried. I was very disappointed.
Okay.
Yeah, because my friend did it. So I've watched great players. Peter Muhango. I've watched Francis Kajia. He was almost my friend. The father to Mbesuma.
Yeah,
Yes,
father, yeah.
He was at Green Buffaloes. From there, he went to Ndora United. We wanted to poach him. He refused because of being a soldier. Whatever, he was proud. By then, there were contracts, 7 years, 5 years contract in a soldier. So I've watched a lot of players. Even by the time we qualified, even Godfrey Ukashtar, before he came to Car Warriors, was at Quito United. Yeah, from Quito United he joins. We wanted him to play for Lokana United, but he stayed in Chambori at L1.
Oh,
yes, he is with his sister. But he didn't want to play with Lokana United. I don't know whether he was fearing Moses Mwala, Brendan, I don't know. So on that one, well, no, I've watched great players, and the Zambia national soccer team, even by the time Andy Buselik, who was a teacher, not coming here in Zambia for a contract as a coach, no, but he was a teacher. Yes, he was just a teacher. So he said, this man is a sportsman at the school, so I think he can do better. He upgraded himself up to a senior team, and he qualified us to Africa Cup, and he went to the finals, and he played Zaire Rapids.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Uncle Jack? To those of you who are just joining us, this is Off the Pitch Show. Our guest in the studio this afternoon is no other than one Jackson Mbale, a very veteran sports fan, Nkana supporter. He's seen the national team from 1964 when we got independence. He's been a keen follower of the national team, a keen follower of Nkana Football Club, and is here with us in the studio discussing nothing but the legendary football of this country. And as we celebrate the 56th independence anniversary, we decided to host him. And Augustine,
I think I've got 2 questions for Uncle Jack. The first one is, during these 50 years it's 50 years of independence. 56 years of independence, sorry. Who has been your best player at Nkana? And the other question is, during the time that you've been watching Nkana, these 56 years of independence, which one is your favorite game? Your most one memorable game? Was it the Quito Derby or maybe in continental football?
Oh, well, thank you very much. Nkana never participated in from 1964 up to late 1982. They never, 1981. They never participated in any continental football. Even a cup, we had only one cup, which we won in 1968. That was Charity Shield. Then from there we had a coach, a minor. He never came here as a coach. He was a minor. Jeff Butler is the one who revamped Nkana to be where it is now. That's where we started winning, 1982.
great.
Yes, we started winning champions through him. And he made the coach Smala as a player coach. Ben Pamfuchile was made by Smala. But to your questions now, coming to your question, the best player in my life, I would say at Nkana, I always dream that Kapambwe Mulenga was my best player. Though he was in discipline, but he was my best player. Because I've never seen a player in emotion. The game is being played. He can sit on this ball. And no one will take it out until he stands up and start going as a number 3. Everybody was very excited. You remember Ronaldinho?
Yes.
When the Riseman folded his flag, start clapping for Ronaldinho. I think he was excited of what the boy was doing. And the referee also blew the whistle to say, red card. And he said, no, it's not him. I'm reversing the situation. That's why I like about Kapambwe Mulenga. He was very entertaining. But he has transformed other players. And Kapambwe Mulenga was super to me.
Oh, great. To those of you who are watching us, our phone lines are open. Feel free to call in and give us your contribution on the evolution of Zambian football from the time that Zambia got independence. What have you seen that Zambia has gone through in terms of improving the league, and just your views on how competitive the Zambian league is now, considering that we are now 7th on the African continent. And like I said, if you've just tuned in, we've joined in the studio by one Jackson Mbale, a veteran soccer fan, and he's here with us in the studio. And a quick view before you leave us, Mr. Jack. Like we have said, the curtain raiser for the Zambian National Super League, the Zambian Super League this year is on this afternoon, probably in the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Nkana will be taking on Indeni, and I am glad that you watched the Charity Shield match in the year 2000 when Indeni faced Nkana Football Club, and the end result of that match was Nkana carried the day by 4 goals to 0. Your concluding remarks as we wind up on your segment.
Thank you very much. I've heard you people, before I come to that, say Nkana did not prepare well, what and what. No, Nkana is a big team. We don't just lash on the platform like on the media, like these small little teams. No. We plan and we know what it is. In Ghana, we are very much prepared and we are going very far. And what I would say on all Zambian teams, no, we are very much behind like NAPSA, Stars, Ghana Football Club, the Giants of Africa, and this Green Eagles, whoever is representing us in a continental, we are very much behind them, and we support them, and we need them to qualify for the group stages and bring glory to and add more points to our Zambian FA. And my recommendation is, I'm sorry I did not say anything about our late Vice President. We are very much grieving with the family to lose Lex Mwemba and our pillar, our boy who Hilary Makasa from Law United. We are very much grieving, and we are encourage the family to put everything in the hands of God. But today, the kudos goes to our FA president, Eke, Super Eke. I call him Super Eke Kamaga. He's doing a great job, and God bless him and everything, and our medias as a whole. Thank you so much.
Augustine, your last words to Uncle Jack before we let him go.
I think it's been interesting to have Uncle Jack in the studio. I think he's took us down memory lane when we were not even born. We've known a little bit at least about the past history. Nkana being our sister club as Red Arrows, I think it's very, very important. We wear the same red. There's always peace whenever Red Arrows play in Ghana. It's very interesting. I think it's good to have you. I think you could have said one sweet word about Red Arrows.
Red Arrows has been, for me to
he's responding under duress now.
For me to test helicopter. We came to Red Arrows. Oh. No, we were playing Buffalo. Then our bus got buggered. But Red Arrows gave us a helicopter to fly us. So I was very excited that this is a kind of
the love that
relationship.
Yes.
Yeah. So even today, boys don't know, or these little babies don't know. Please, Red Arrows is our sister club way back, and we support them. There's no day that Red Arrows is playing Buffalo, I support any other team in Lusaka or in Zambia.
Actually, they've actually given us a very, very enterprising winger in the name of Aki Mumba. He's a very, very good winger, and it's a very, very great.
That boy is going to help us.
Yes, very much.
Yes.
And that boy will be flying with Nkana Football Club for continental.
That's what we want. Let us get players from a team which is not representing Zambia. Bring those on board. Like that last time, you gave us Bruce Msakana.
Yes.
But only that these people that were trick. They know that he was injured. He put all the games, nothing. He only played one game.
He played one game and he was injured again.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Uncle Jack, for joining us in the studio. And
thank you very much.
We can only wish Nkana Football Club all the best as they face in Denny this afternoon.
Yes.
And, to our viewers, we are now going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back on the other side. And our phone lines are open. Please feel free to call in and give us your contributions.
Msika is here. We have you all covered with just 150 kwacha. You can advertise every day from 17 hours to 18 hours. For a 30-second ad, get the benefit of selling your products and services on Msika.
For more details, call our marketing department on +260 953 995099 +260 962 444 726 or +260 971 177 467. Email us on info@camnettvafrica.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Well, welcome back. That was Uncle Jack giving us the information, or maybe giving us the knowledge in terms of what has been happening in terms of the 56 years that we've had our freedom. And we looked at the freedom that we've had in terms of sports. And I'm back again on set, and we are here to discuss the crazy results, or the results that people never expected in terms of the UEFA Champions League. I'll start with you, Uncle Rapson.
Champions League. I think my main focus will just be on the South Bay game. The boys went down too quickly, and they conceded a very quick goal, and they managed to come back. They equalized. From the equalizing, they proceeded to score the second goal. They were leading by 2-1. At that point, I think Augustine and I thought these guys will manage to hold on to this result and get that positive result, because for me, the team they were playing against, Lokomotiv Moscow, it was the weakest link in the group. And if you fail to beat that club, and you want to come and face Atletico Madrid and
the mighty Bayern
Munich, and for me, I think they didn't do well in that game. They played well. They looked a bit disorganized. I think one other thing that I noticed in that team is they've been using a similar starting 11 consistently for quite a couple of games. So probably fatigue is building in the players, and over and above that, really, the contribution of Enoch Mwepo and Patson Daka, they gave in a 90-minute shift, and I think it was wonderful to see the boys endure at that kind of level. But that result is not helping them in any way, because they have to face.
And let's just speak his score and grab some before we proceed. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Who you can tell us your name and where you are calling us from?
You're talking to Wumba.
Hi, Wumba.
Hi, Wumba. How are you?
Hi, Wumba.
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm fine.
And if you remember, I promised that you buy you a jersey. I'm going to have some Wumba Ghana fan again.
No, don't worry. That is you see, the season is beginning there, the coming week. Depending on today's result, my promise will still stand. My promise will still stand. We've got a game this afternoon in the next 1 hour, 15 minutes. And hopefully in Ghana will put a smile. We'll put a smile on your face and mine.
Okay.
What are your views about this afternoon's game?
What's your prediction? What's your prediction score?
Definitely, the work of goal and that into that and my friend teacher, they will have to score. So I think P1 will do for me.
That's being very optimistic.
Thank you for calling and enjoy the Independence Day.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
I'll be waiting for my
Angorapson, you had said something to do with Salzburg. The guys, the lads, it's more fatigue.
They put in quite a good shift in that match, but I think fatigue is building up in their team, and their bodies are beginning to tear down. You could see the energy levels. That's not the RB Salzburg that beat their colleagues in the league by 4-0 the other week. I was like, oh, okay. Fatigue is now showing signs of, because you see the way they conceded the equalizer, you could see the energy levels in the team was a bit low. But over and above that, I think the lads accounted for themselves well at that kind of level of football. I didn't expect them actually to finish the game, and for them to put in a 90-minute shift, I think the coach trusts them.
Let's look at the shocking result, Augustine. The shocking result that Real Madrid was beaten.
I think it came as a very huge shock, because if you see that first half performance by Real Madrid, I think it was a disaster. For a club of Real Madrid magnitude, I think Zidane got his selection very, very wrong.
Extremely wrong.
I think he was being very cautious. He was thinking about the El Clasico. I think first play the Champions League match, then the Clasico comes second. I think he was. They played into the hands of Shakhtar Donetsk, because Shakhtar Donetsk wanted to just hit them on the break, and they realized the weak links were Marcelo and Rafael Varane. I think with Rafael Varane, you look at him and then you think this guy is a very good player, but I don't know why he just makes some basic mistakes. He's a World Cup winner for that matter as a centre back. I think he need to do well playing alongside Militao. He's young. He's looking up to Rafael Varane for leadership, but he's the one who is making just elementary mistakes. I think Real Madrid, that may bring problems to Zidane at Real Madrid, because now speculation has come through. They have been linked with Mauricio Pochettino. They have been linked with Massimiliano Allegri. Now his job is under pressure because of the results that have been happening at Real Madrid. You can see the confidence is low. I think he needs to do well in El Clasico today.
The two substitutions he made at halftime.
Vinicius.
To bring in Vinicius and Karim Benzema. It made a very, very huge difference in the match. But like you have said, I'm not going to belabor it. I think Zidane needs to do a lot of homework. He underrated that team. By halftime, they were trailing by 3-0, which was a very, very shocking result. Like Uncle Jacko has just left, was saying football is now, there's baller bet and everything else. I'm sure a lot of people cried that their tickets went off by halftime, because Shakhtar scored 3 fantastic goals in the first half. Marcelo's pace is something that is very questionable at the moment for me because he's the captain of that team, and when you see him failing to catch up with the speed of the wingers and the strikers, you begin to get worried. I wasn't very shocked of that result, if you ask me. Why? Because I had the privilege of watching Real Madrid playing Cadiz over the last weekend, and like Uncle Jack said, Bola bet. Even that very day, it was so shocking.
That was a shock of a result.
It was so shocking to see Real Madrid lose. They lost by 1-0 by a team that is, they are like newcomers in the league. And yes, for them to win, and now he lost in midweek, and today he's playing Barcelona.
Clasico.
His job is getting closer to the edge.
Let's not shy away from the biggest shocker that we had. Man U beating PSG.
I think Manchester United, PSG, when you look at United's starts to the season, I think you would have feared for Manchester United going to the Parc des Princes. But again, if you look at Paris Saint-Germain, ever since they were bought by, is it the guys from Qatar? Is it, yeah, you could see that PSG are just overrated. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They have never arrived at this stage of football. Yes, they played the Champions League final last season because it was a one-off. Because after the quarterfinals, we just had one games. It's not home and away. But if you look at their project, it has always been a disaster. They go everywhere to buy players without putting in a proper structure so that players can come and fit in. They've gone to get Neymar. They thought he would deliver Champions League. He's failing. They got Cavani at some point. Remember Zlatan Ibrahimovic. It has always been failing. PSG has always based their success on money. They always think whenever they spend more, they'll get
value out of
yes. It. But if you look at the kind of players who are defending, the likes of Kimpembe, is he a defender seriously? I think if you look at players like Luka Banda from Napsa, he's a far much better defender than Kimpembe. Yeah, he was just born in Europe. That's why he's playing for PSG. But Kimpembe is very, very awful. Lucas Thomas Tuchel, I think they tried to play some smart football against Manchester United, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think he got his tactics right on the day. You cannot be beaten.
I'll take a very different angle from what Augustine is talking about. He's busy trying to discuss PSG's failures and PSG's spending power and their performance. They don't correlate. They spend quite a bit of colossal sums of money to get players, very good players, world-class players.
Who don't even deliver.
But the biggest problem I have with them is gelling of the players together is a very, very difficult thing for them. They never come to the party as a team. They play individual football. They are lucky back home. They are like dictators of the league, and they lost the first, I think the first 2 games in their first 3. They lost 2 of them, and from then on, it's been one-way traffic. They beat every team that comes along. But for me, I think my focus will be on my director's team, Manchester United. Manchester United on that day, when I looked at the lineup, my hopes were 30% chances of winning.
Same.
Clearly, Tuanzebe was playing his first competitive game this season. You look at our new signing, Teles. That was his first start. When you look at Luke Shaw partnering Lindelof as a centre half, of course we started with 5 players at the back. The combination of Luke Shaw and Lindelof looked to be very, very promising. And when you ask me, if I was a player back in training, I would actually encourage some of the strikers to go and hit Maguire so that he doesn't come back, especially in today's encounter. All things being equal, I wouldn't change the team that played PSG against Chelsea this afternoon.
I think if you look at PSG against Manchester United, there was that night which was like a miracle night for United, when United overturned a 2-goal aggregate against PSG at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Yes, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer used almost the same formation. I think it was just individuals who changed, because up front he went with Romelu Lukaku and Marcus Rashford, but this time around he went with Martial and he used the back three, which was Baidi was part of that back three in wing back, so the likes of Ashley Young. He used the same system. I think Thomas too. How do you get beaten twice with the same system? He used the same two holding midfielders in Fred and McTominay, and you could see the dirty work they did was very, very fantastic on the day for Manchester United. Fred and McTominay, they screened that back four, that back five, like Corruption has put it very, very well. And then if you look at PSG, Axel Tuanzebe, the last time he played the game was in a Carling Cup. Why don't you ask questions of the young boy? I think they just didn't turn up. You look at this PSG side, that's where you see
and he was equal to the task on a couple of occasions.
Yes,
very, very
did
good.
Very well.
He won balls against Kylian Mbappe twice. And you could see the boy is playing because he has passion. Wearing that shirt means a lot to that
and talking about the United backline, I think the back three, like we've put it, the three centre halves, Luke Shaw, Lindelof, and Axel Tuanzebe, I think it looked the most stable backline that United have had this season. You could see the performance of Lindelof. He wasn't as shaky as he is when he's playing with Maguire. And David De Gea made a couple of good saves in that match. He's someone who has been criticized down the weeks because his performance has been down, but from my own point of view, De Gea's criticism from the British media is because of Dean Henderson. They just want their goalkeeper Dean Henderson to be starting ahead of David De Gea. For the past 5-6 seasons, he has been Manchester United's best player by far.
He's won games for us, actually.
But he just makes 2-3 mistakes. It's De Gea. They go to town and back. De Gea. He's Manchester United's best player for crying out loud. And Marcus Rashford, credit goes to the boy. He's a real professional. If you see what he does on the field of play, very, very disciplined. I think if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to build a side, I prefer he plays Rashford down the middle as his centre forward. If you build a team around that guy, he's getting you goals. He's going to be a top player in the near future.
I'm going to wrap on due to time. A quick one, a summary on our local foreign players.
Back in South Africa, we've seen the transfer. Charles Zulu has finally and officially. Of course, we knew about that deal
some time back, months ago.
But I think negotiations on other technicalities took a bit long, and he was officially unveiled in the course of the week. He's joined the Cape Town City, and it's a good move for him. When you look at we had a couple of games during the course of the week. We saw Justin Shonga playing for Shakuma, and we've also seen the sudden departure after a quick transfer to Augustine. He had a quick transfer to Shakuma before stories could completely die out. He made a quick move to Amazulu, and he was officially unveiled at Amazulu. I was just surprised. I think he's been given shirt number 16 there. Yes. Which is very, very strange. But I think the season which is about to start, our foreign-based players that are applying their trade outside Zambia, I think it will be very, very exciting because we will be seeing more game time for Justin Shonga because he started in the game they lost during the course of the week. We also saw Gampani Lungu having 1 assist and 1 goal, and it was very, very fantastic to see the young lad playing that match. He scored a very, very good goal for SuperSport United during the course of the week. Augustine.
Yeah, I think looking at our players who have made Roderick away, he has joined Black Leopards, and we've seen Sebastian Mwenga. Yeah. I think it was huge. It was shocking when Mitchell left him out of the team which traveled to Ethiopia. Everyone was questioning why is he missing. He was completing his move to Maritzburg United. He will be working with Elik Tinkler. He's worked with a couple of Zambians before, Collins Besuma, Orlando Pirates. I think he's a very good guy. I just hope we just hit the ground running now. We have got
for Sebastian, remember
three goalkeepers: Sebastian Mwange, Chiwe, and Kennedy Mwe. Now playing in the PSL.
For Sebastian, I think it wasn't very, very shocking if you ask me, because when we were watching the Big Six tournament at Heroes, the acquisition of Alan Chigwe joining Green Eagles, I could sense something.
There's a move.
Sebastian is coming back from an injury, straight goes to the national team. He starts playing as Zambia 1. Then you get a very, very good goalkeeper in the name of Alan Chigwe to join Green Eagles. I was like, what is Agre Chiangi trying to do here? Because you can't have 2 brilliant goalkeepers in one squad. but clearly it was a direction that the other one has to leave.
Wind up, Augustine, in 20 seconds.
I think it's been a fantastic show. Thanks to the viewers out there for tuning in, and to the entire production team. I think it's been a fantastic job. Just looking forward to El Clasico, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Manchester United, Chelsea. It's going to be an interesting weekend.
Ghana Football Club, all the best as you take on Indeni, and we wish you nothing but a victory that will put a smile on our faces as Ghana Football Club. We've missed the season, we've missed games, but games are now back, and Ghana is back this afternoon.
That was Ango Rapson with a lot, and very, very much energy, saying Ghana, 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 Ghana. But anyway, all in all, we thank the viewers who were glued to us, and we'll continue giving you nothing but the best information in terms of sports. And we'll be back again this coming week for more and exciting updates in what's happening in the world of football. And we thank Ango Jack for finding time to give us an update and to just refresh our minds in terms of football in the past. I've been your host, Amos, aka Amore, not forgetting my colleagues here, Ango Rapson and Augustine, and the whole entire production crew, not forgetting our director, Madam Muzeya Sakaleji. For us, we are out. Isaac upstairs. Bye-bye.